crazy.
You're too lucky.
Now let's talk about Amorim and what I think he's done right, what I think he's done wrong and stuff like that. First things first, yeah, I would say at first I wasn't sure about how he was managing the Rashi situation in regards to, you know, I thought he was lowering the value. That's one of the first things that come into my head is the Rashford one, right? I thought he was lowering the I got to start from the right part. I just can't start the story in the middle. Yeah. He said standards. The manager first came and said standards. The Man City game, because it all started on the Man City one. Man City game, he said, look, this is what I want. And two players didn't achieve it in terms of Rashford and Garnacho. Rashford and Garnacho had two different reactions to it. Rashford, I think, went on social media, well done, boys, for that game. And then Garnacho didn't even post or anything. I'm not saying he's better because of that, but that's exactly what happened. Now, the manager left the door ajar saying, you guys can get back in. And we saw it. It was very clear. There was a pathway for Garnacho that was straight back into the team, straight in. Like, do this, and then you'll get selected. And that's what we saw from Garnacho. He was upset. He said the players were upset, but I got this. And since then, you have seen a Garnacho that got his head down, got involved, and was really serious. Obviously, for the Rashford one, he didn't go that way. But so now the manager now is in a position of, well, what do you do next? Now, when where I was going to criticize him and say, well, look, like, I thought he was lowering the value, no one will come in and get him. But then I think he's done what he's done just to get Rashford out. And I thought the plan was, this is where I kind of look onto INEOS or onto whoever's upstairs to say he got rid of an attacker, which he needed, and he should have been given another one. He should have been given another one on loan or something. That never happened. But then in the presser today, he says, look, it was my decision to get rid of Anthony. I don't know if he's taken the fall, but he said it was my decision to get rid of all these players. Anthony, Malacia, Rashford. It was my decision. I take responsibility for that. I don't know how much of that is coverage for the board upstairs, you know, being the shield. I don't know what that is, but I don't want to put it on him to say that, like, what you naturally thought to make us weaker. If that's your natural thought, then you've done wrong. I don't believe that personally. I believe that, look, he's done the thing of protecting the people upstairs in it. You know, he's just been a good company man in that moment. But that decision, I would say, I'm blaming INEOS. There's no way they left it to a situation where they say, look, you're not getting any options. I told you what I need, and I start a 9 up front. That's telling you how bad it is. But anyway, we'll move from there. So there's that Rashford situation, but it kind of panned itself out because Rashford found a club. I think if he wasn't harsh, Rashford probably would have stayed, and it probably would have not been a great situation. So we leave that, we park that. Now, in-game stuff, because this is all we can get to. The use of Onana, probably, I'm not feeling it. Personally, I think the goalkeeper should be different. But then I'll say probably there's a Delo and Onana conversation, maybe. You know, the Delo one is, well, you don't know how I feel about Delo. But I don't know what the option is. I know with the Delo one, I can't say, well, don't play Delo and not have a next option for who plays instead of Delo. So the low one, I'm kind of stuck with that one. I would say really it's Onana that I can say can be a bit of an issue. Because I'm looking at the Onana thing and I'm saying to myself, well, Bayern there, yes, he had that good game. I think after the Arsenal game and after the next Europa League game, he should have just been the number one until he does something silly where he can't be the number one. At least he should have. I feel that Onana should have been given a run in the team after those exploits. Simple as that. Just go for it. And then we can get to know, like, and Onana's on the bench waiting for his opportunity to get back in again. So then maybe you give Onana the cup games or something. Something should have just shifted and changed. Personally, that's how I honestly feel. What else has he done wrong? I'm not mad at him for that. I know a lot of people are mad at the 9 situation that he tried the other day. I'm not mad at him for the attempt. And even hindsight being hindsight, looking back at it, I still believe we were better. I still believe we were better with Kobe than we were with Rasmus and Xerxes. If I'm being honest, is there anything? That's what he could have done. I think Ahmad should always play as the wing back. We've seen it in so many different games now. Ahmad's a better wing back. He's our best wing back at the club, and he has to play there. I was saying that early, and people said, "Nah, KG, you just they tried to create like an Ahmad agenda, saying that I don't want to see him in a 10 and this, that, and the other." But I say, no, he's just the better version of what we don't have anyone that can do that, and it's harder to double up on Ahmad when he's in that position. I think that's all I've got. I don't think he's been unfair to Xerxes or Rasmus. I don't think he's been unfair to Casemiro. I don't believe he's been unfair to Ericsson. That's all I've got, if I'm being real and honest with you guys.